Hello, everyone. This is your professor, Dr. Yan, for your IDT5133 Emerging Technology course. This this week starts your week 3 of IDT5133. So last week, you look at the role of the educators and the role of technology for teachers, educators, for trainers. And this week, we'll be looking at we will looking at very important theory that used quite often in multimedia learning, which is multimedia learning theory by Richard Clark. So let's go to your course. So as usual, starting with your readings. The multimedia learning principles are the founding learning theory for multimedia learning. So this is in this course, this is the only theory that we'll cover. So as I mentioned previously, theory guides the practice. So make sure you read the Emerging Technologies and Pedagogies in Curriculum, the chapter 11 of your textbook, and read the principles of multimedia learning, as well as how to use Meyer's 12 principles of multimedia. There are additional readings and there's also some guiding principles for the use of technology in the learning, and and there's also resource on how to create an infographic in 30 minutes. So this reading is more for one of your assignments that you will need to create an infographic. So with theories that you will need to learn, and you will need to compare different principles with the multimedia, and that comes with your discussion. Multimedia learning principles. So in this assignment, you will read and watch those videos, and in your post, you will answer the following questions. What specific multimedia principles are used in this video? So we have the video explain the multimedia principle to you. And there's also a video that incorporated the multimedia learning theory. And I would like you to tell me which multimedia principle are used in the video. And why do you think that particular principle is used? So you may want to cite any resources that are appropriate. And this week, last week, you use a Canva to create a digital story. Now, this week, let's go back to look at the digital series you created last week. Did you use any multimedia principles that you were not aware of? And if you realize that you already used some of the multimedia principles, that is wonderful. So tell me what they are, and tell me what principles that you actually used without knowing that you're using them. Now, if you realize you did not use any multimedia principles in your digital story, so now this week, after you learn the multimedia principles, what's the areas you can improve? What multimedia learning principles you can use to enhance your digital story? Okay. And the responding posts review your classmates' digital story and give them some feedback, candid feedback. So that's multimedia learning principle discussion assignment. Of course, each week at the beginning, you have a devotional post. Make sure you do the week 3 devotional. It's about life challenge, the challenges you experience in your life. What's your view? What's the God words guided you? And this week, you have another digital activity that is using infographics. Infographics is a visual representation of words, graphics, and text to explain any idea with subject or theory. As I mentioned earlier, there's a how to create infographic in 30 minutes. You can read that, or you can read and watch that video. And in the assignment, we give you a picotochart.com for you to use to create an infographic. However, if you want to use Canva, in week 1, in week 2, use a Canva to create a digital story. If you would like to use Canva to create an infographic, you can do that too. Or if you want to use it with me, VISME, to create digital infographic, you can do that too. So you are not limited to use picotochart to create an infographic. What's important is in your graphic, you need to include those key elements. Number 1, key considerations for educators in planning, developing, and teaching with technology. So after you read your chapters, and additional readings about technology and integration. So what are the considerations for you when you plan, develop, and teach with technology? What are the barriers and challenges? What are the 5 guiding principles? So here is the 10 guiding principles for the use of technology in learning. So after you read that article, what are the 5 guiding principles that you feel is very relevant to you? Then you will submit your infographic in Canvas. So this is about infographic assignment. This is your week 3 digital activity. And this week, you will start to do a case analysis. So in this case analysis, we presented you a case first about Miss Sally Murphy. Miss Murphy, who teaches freshman world history class at ABC University. So, and she planned to use new and emerging technologies for her class. So what are your recommendations for her to teach her world history class with technology? What factors need to be considered? So when you incorporate the new and emerging technologies in teaching and learning, what multimedia learning principles should you consider? So make sure you read the case scenarios and then combine what you have learned about teaching with pedagogies, teaching with incorporate technologies into teaching and learning. And then you write a 3 to 4 page paper to address those questions. What's the type of problem? What need to be considered? What would you recommend? So what technology would you recommend to Miss Murphy when to make her world history classes more fun and more engaging? How to design personalized learning for her class? And you want to give some examples. Make sure you cite any references you used and use APA format throughout. So APA not only should be considered for citation or references, but also format. For example, size 12 Times New Roman font, and using the same type of fonts throughout your entire paper, and the headings and the bullets and the indentation, these are all considered APA formatting. So make sure you follow that. in your case analysis. And that's what you will be working on for week 3 for this week, for this coming week. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to call me, 614. Call me number. My number is listed in the announcement. And also, if you would like to, set appointment with me, you feel free to do so. All right. I will see you next week. Have a good week.